Okay, so it seems like the whole Stellar Blade situation has gotten even crazier, and this is pretty funny to see because it seems that the people who have been trying to hate on the game and trying to, fight back against the game or whatever, are failing pretty badly, and we've seen that over the past couple of days. But it just gets worse and worse and worse. Now, Stellar Blade recently have actually, announced the fact that they actually have 33% off of Stellar Blade and all of its DLC over on Steam. So again, that is pretty insane to see. And again, they got the summer sale or whatever going on. So if you wanted to get Stellar Blade on PC and try it out, if you haven't played it and you've been watching these videos or whatever, I definitely recommend going to try it out because this is probably the cheapest you're going to be able to get it at the moment, and it's a great game. And obviously, I know, I'm pretty sure it's not connected to the story, but it does give you a feel for the gameplay and stuff and what you will kind of be experiencing. And of course, you get to play as Eve, so that's a bonus, right? Of course, you want to play that. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool, and lots of people are very excited to see that go on sale, and of course, they'd be getting a ton more sales from that. Which has been quite funny to see. But as we have seen, there's been a lot of people crashing out over it, including obviously someone named Yorch, who has been constantly kind of posting posts about it and going against their original anti-censorship opinions, and now are going after games like Stellar Blade and wanting it censored, which I think is quite funny. Because you go from being anti-censorship to pro-censorship just because there's a game you don't like, which I think is insane. Obviously, saying 10 years ago, I expected a lot from gaming, the rising of Gen AI, impressive graphics, gameplay innovations, entire worlds generated on the fly. But watching players rally the mobs to defend their goon bait was definitely not on my bingo card. So I have a question for all of the faux anti-woke out there. Are you really here for the games, the craft, the creative process, and the case studies, the commercial success, the gameplay mechanics, or are you just here for the goon bait? Which again, it seems like they're having a little bit of a moment there. Just realizing, oh wait, a lot of these people want to keep the game because the characters look good. And that is 100% the case, right? And that's great. And obviously as well, this comes at a time whenever Marvel Rivals just announced another skin that is coming for Black Widow, which looks absolutely insane. And of course, is further proving how Eastern kind of studios are kind of handling this stuff better, right? They're not making their characters ugly or trying to, make them fit into a certain, section or whatever you want to kind of call it. They're actually just making characters look good, which of course has been blowing up. 11 million views, by the way. And of course, some companies or a lot of companies over in the West, still refuse to make characters like this, despite seeing the very clear metric numbers that they get from, releasing these kind of skins and stuff like that, and actually making them look good. Because yeah, it is a pretty insane skin, and it's definitely making me feel enticed to play Marvel Rivals. Maybe, I don't know, I don't really like the gameplay so much, but taking all of these skins, I might give it a go. And of course as well, related to Shift Up and Stellar Blade, NIKKE just announced their new update stuff as well, which I thought was really, really cool. And they also announced the fact that they're going to be doing a collaboration with Persona, which is going to be absolutely insane to see the Persona characters coming to NIKKE. And it just shows you how much these companies, want to work with Shift Up, right? This hasn't affected Shift Up whatsoever. Shift Up are still, prevailing, I guess. And all of these petitions, all of these hate posts or whatever, trying to tell people, no guys, that they make bad games and stuff like that. That doesn't work, right? Because nobody cares. And all of these big companies that they collaborate with don't care either. They're working with Persona. Persona's huge. And I can't wait to see what characters and stuff that they add to this and what kind of events they do, because that's going to be absolutely insane. But they also did announce a bunch of summer skins as well, which I'm going to be honest, I don't think I can even show in this video. They are very good. If you want to go and look at them, I definitely recommend checking them. But it's actually too crazy for me to show in this video. And that's a good thing. But of course, I'll get demonetized and all sorts if I do show it. But again, a very, very good update too. And it shows them that they don't care, right? They don't care about these people that are like, oh my God, the characters look too good, right? Which, yeah, it's great to see. Obviously, Chiba Review saying, I love democracy whenever it comes to the petitions, which we talked about you know, the people starting up petitions against Stellar Blade, but it turns out the ones supporting Stellar Blade got way more signatures. And there's been some updates since then. For example, here where you can see they've gained a total of 71 signatures, which means they've gone up by 2 since the last time we covered this, which was like a couple days ago. So yeah, I mean, it's making some very good progress. I mean, maybe if they get one more person, you never know, it might be over. No, of course not. But again, I think it is quite funny that they've only managed to muster up 2 more signatures since the last time we've covered this. And then we go over to this site right here, and you can see they've managed to get over 400 more signatures. It seems like almost 500 more signatures. It'll be at 4,000 signatures probably by in the next hour or so, right? Which I think is absolutely insane, and of course has absolutely destroyed any chances of, you know, these people that are trying to get Stellar Blade, you know, shut down, or Stellar Blade like kind of censored or anything along those lines. That's just not happening, right? Because you can see there is a very overwhelming support for Stellar Blade to keep it the way it is, and to support Shift Up in their endeavors to do this, right? And I think it's a good thing, right? I think it's a good thing that the community has come together and managed to do this, and managed to, you know, show people that, hey, you know, yes, we do want this kind of content. You know, we do want Stellar Blade to come out. We do want Stellar Blade Blood Rain. We do want Evie as the character of Stellar Blade Blood Rain. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are also supporting that as well. And this just comes off the back of a lot of other good stuff, as we've talked about throughout this video. Everything going on with NIKKE. You know, NIKKE's looking like some really cool designs, as well as that Persona collab. Marvel Rivals with this skin. Again, it seems like Eastern Studios are doing everything right now, and it's looking very, very good for them, to the point where, you know, I think that a lot of other studios, especially over in the West, should start looking at them and be like, maybe we should, you know, take a couple of notes out of their book. Now, of course, they probably won't, but, you know, I think it is nice to see that they are definitely like doubling down on this, right? They're not just like kind of testing the waters and making like one okay skin, right? You know, Marvel Rivals has gone fully in it. Like, obviously, we covered was it the Emma Frost one the other day, which is absolutely insane. So, again, you know, they're fully, you know, going into those kind of skills, right? Obviously, NIKKE is just a game that, you know, has continually covered that kind of content, and whatever you want to call it. Same with Stellar Blade, but they're not giving up. They're doubling down. The CEO is also, you know, reposting stuff over on his Twitter, you know, of cosplayers and all of this kind of stuff, doubling down on their opinion about this as well. So again, I do think it is all good at the end of the day, and there's nothing really to be worried about whenever it comes to Stellar Blade, and whether, you know, oh, this is gonna like die or whatever because someone wanted to, you know, make a petition to shut it down or whatever. No, that's not going to happen. The game will succeed, and it'll be very interesting to see the numbers that come from it whenever it actually does come out, and see if like the analytics really prove anything in terms of how much players want to play, and whether Stellar Blade will be in the eyes of a lot of people a success, because I think they can be, right? I think they can be, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right? But yeah, that's essentially all there is behind this video. I just kind of wanted to cover that because there's been some really cool things, as I said, with these other games too, which have been going on. So that's great to see. And of course, the Stellar Blade effect is continuing on. And yeah, hopefully this can hit 4,000 signatures after I upload this video. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.